On this day, humanity finally witnessed the terror of aliens. At this moment, in the dark universe, Earth was being invaded by a massive alien civilization. Groups of alien warships rampaged across the blue planet. In order to protect their home, humans rose up to resist. However, before the overwhelming power of alien weapons, Earth's technology was like a child's toy. Under the bombardment of ion cannons, the ground collapsed and shattered in an instant. Humans had no power to fight back. The city had fallen into ruins. In this apocalyptic crisis, where should humanity go? The story begins 2 years earlier. A giant mothership from the M78 nebula suddenly appeared in Earth's outer space. It emitted a blue light all around. That was the glow of the antimatter energy core, as if proclaiming an absolute dominance. And their goal was very clear, which was to eliminate the native humans of Earth and incorporate them into their dominion. As the mothership released countless warships toward Earth, wherever the warships went, it became a complete ruin. Faced with this catastrophic disaster, countries set aside their differences and united to form the Earth Defense Alliance. But humanity's missiles and aircraft posed no threat to alien warships at all, resulting in heavy losses for human forces. Over 5 billion people were slaughtered worldwide. At this critical moment of survival, the human resistance's Jenny appeared. She learned many important messages from the shapeshifter, therefore advocating for a ceasefire and racial equality. It was this idea that allowed many lower-tier alien races to join the human resistance, to jointly resist the invasion of the alien ruling class. On this day, the human Air Force, along with alien allies, launched a raid on the alien colonies. With their cooperation, the hostage rescue mission progressed smoothly. Almost simultaneously, the leader of the resistance, Shar, was devising a plan. He intended to bomb the aliens' colonies on Earth with antimatter bombs. The captain responsible for this operation, Matt, took advantage of the gap between the aliens and the Air Force to lead a team secretly into the control room of the alien colony from the underground island. They aimed to acquire military secrets, equipped with quantum encryption technology. An alien warrior clad in nano-enhanced armor burst in, wielding a luminous blade. It swung its blade, severing the energy lines and knocking Matt down. At the critical moment, a companion rushed forward and embraced the alien warrior, stuffing a miniature grenade into its armor. With a deafening explosion, the alien warrior was blown apart by the powerful energy. After the explosion, Matt noticed the helmet on the ground. He seemed to have discovered something unusual about the helmet and decided to take it back for research. The Air Force successfully rescued the prisoners and destroyed an alien quantum command center. Upon learning of the prisoners' rescue, Shar contacted the fighter jet squadron via quantum communication. The squadron received the orders and immediately dropped bombs from their fighter jets, leveling the place to the ground. Jenny was negotiating with the aliens. It turned out that the alien civilization was also formed by the fusion of multiple races. Among them, there were peaceful races known as the Shapeshifters. During the years of invading Earth, they had resisted the invaders alongside the Earth Alliance. Jenny learned from the Shapeshifters that the invaders were searching for a device called rainfall. After returning to the base, she secretly inquired but found nothing. At this moment, Matt approached carrying the alien warrior's helmet. The shapeshifter, Gary, recognized what he was holding. Matt learned that Gary knew its origin and trusted him to keep it safe. He then took him to a meeting and asked him to pass on what he knew to others. At the meeting, they conducted a battle summary. Jenny shared her findings and hoped to investigate the rainfall device. Because the term rainfall also appeared in the documents Matt had seen, Resistance member Toby, with a serious expression, stated that the so-called rainfall was actually the code name for Pine Tree Valley. That used to be a military base in the United States. However, it had now completely fallen. Before he finished speaking, Gary eagerly interjected, pointing out that the helmet came from the Guardian Calais. Since they appeared here, they must be plotting something significant. After a moment of contemplation, Shar decisively proposed that in order to figure out what the rainfall device really was, they must form a team to delve into Pine Tree Valley for answers, and they needed to find the rainfall before the alien invaders did. Matt was the first to step forward in response, but problems followed one after another. The existing vehicle fleet had been dispatched to evacuate civilians. There were no spare vehicles available for their dangerous mission. After discussion, they decided to ride the agile alien beasts, Earth Dragons, to Pine Tree Valley. With a command from Toby, the base gates slowly opened. Outside, the Air Force was locked in fierce combat with the invaders. Everyone was ready, holding their breath, prepared to face this life-and-death battle. Just then, an alien spaceship blasted the base gates apart. Toby was the first to jump onto the battle vehicle and hit the gas to charge out. At the same time, the fighter jet squadron quickly positioned itself. The roar of the engines was deafening. They circled above, providing cover for the ground operations. Matt led the team to rush towards Pine Valley, but before they could get close, the enemy's attack struck. Dense rays of fire sliced through the sky. A bus was directly hit on the roof by a ray. Due to the overwhelming firepower of the enemy, the driver Horton ran to the cockpit to call for support. After receiving the distress call, Airman Sulo quickly responded and urgently changed direction to rescue. At this moment, an alien spaceship slowly approached from behind the bus. Fortunately, at this critical moment, Sulo arrived and took out the enemy with a single shot. At the same time, the alien invaders detector captured the hidden base of Jenny and others. Base Commander Bass quickly reacted, allocating personnel to organize a solid defense line, using pulse laser weapons to resist fiercely. While personally heading to the rear of the base to organize an evacuation, the invaders' weaponry was exceptionally powerful. The defense line quickly collapsed under the high-energy impact. Almost at the moment the line fell, the ground observation team issued a warning. A huge unidentified object was being shot from the alien mothership toward the base. It was plummeting toward the base at nearly the speed of light. The situation was extremely urgent. Everyone had to evacuate immediately. Just as everyone was getting into the vehicles to leave, a massive fireball slammed into the base. The next moment, a mushroom cloud rose into the sky. The swirling yellow dust instantly engulfed the entire city. After a night of fierce fighting, the main force finally broke through the blockade and escaped the urban area. But just then, Matt learned the terrible news of the base being destroyed. Through quantum communication, Shar urged him to clarify the matter of rainfall, emphasizing not to be distracted by other matters. He must focus entirely on completing the mission. Then he cut off the communication. Thus, Matt also separated from the main force. He took Jenny's brother, Soro, and Gary, riding the Earth Dragons toward Pine Tree Valley. Meanwhile, Bass and Jenny led a group of refugees to another base protected by quantum encryption technology. The head of this base was Shar, who was also the leader of the resistance. Shar, as an alien shapeshifter, was filled with hostility, so he imprisoned all the shapeshifters who followed him. Shar then introduced a new base to Base and others. The new base was well equipped and was also equipped with antimatter energy reactors and quantum weapon systems. The military strength was ample. The hollowed-out mountain, after treatment, could serve as an excellent concealed barrier. However, when Jenny saw the full view of the base, she couldn't help but marvel inwardly. This was simply a large-scale underground interstellar military factory. At this time, Matt and his companions arrived near the invaders' colony. Here, humans were being relentlessly hunted by the invaders. The area around the colony was filled with energy monitoring nets, and there was an alien battle vehicle stationed there. They knew well that charging directly would be suicidal. Just as everyone was at a loss, Gary came up with a solution. He first hid the Earth Dragons and then approached the stationed invaders with the identity of an indigenous person. With Gary's clever coordination, they successfully killed 2 of the stationed invaders and successfully captured the alien battle vehicle. But the gunfire alerted the invading army nearby. Gary quickly jumped into the battle vehicle. Soro immediately took the shooting position in the back. They then drove off wildly to escape. But in their panic, they forgot about Matt, who had not yet gotten into the vehicle. In a state of urgency, Matt crawled under another alien battle vehicle that was attacking Gary. An intense chase ensued across the plain. After a fierce fight, the invaders' war vehicle was destroyed. Matt climbed onto the roof of the vehicle and attempted to eliminate the aliens on board. The two engaged in a fierce struggle on the roof. Matt's leg was caught by the alien, rendering him immobile. To make matters worse, the alien pressed a grenade against him. At a critical moment, Matt opened the hatch and threw the grenade into the cockpit. With a loud bang, the battle vehicle was blown into 2 halves. Matt narrowly escaped death because of it. Just as he was about to breathe a sigh of relief, an invader suddenly rushed over and grabbed him, pulling him next to the destroyed engine. Attempting to roast Matt into jerky, it turned out that this invader had survived the explosion by chance. At this critical moment, the Earth Dragon arrived just in time to save Matt. The next moment, the Earth Dragon revealed its sharp fangs and instantly tore the invader apart to devour him. Matt led his group to an open area. Strange mist permeated the surroundings. The 3 decided to stop and rest for a while. Gary took out a worn human dictionary from his backpack. The pages were yellowed and the edges worn. There were also some unknown stains on it. He said seriously, "I'm working hard to learn human languages." An alien learning human language was quite a peculiar sight. Matt raised an eyebrow, about to make a joke, when suddenly a low and strange howling sound came. It carried a sense of oppression. The three instantly became alert. The earth dragon beside them anxiously retreated, whimpering in fear. Clearly, this terrifying presence was drawn here by the scent of the earth dragon. At first, they thought it was just a minor threat. However, when they turned to look, a massive alien creature appeared before them. The creature resembled a spider, its huge body occupying a large portion of their view. The three drew their pistols, and the bullets whizzed toward the creature, but they merely bounced off its hard shell, causing no damage whatsoever. Matt turned and sprinted toward the battle vehicle. He wanted to retrieve heavy weapons, but just as he approached the battle vehicle suddenly exploded violently. The powerful shockwave threw Matt away. Immediately after, two alien invaders in energy armor appeared. Gary reacted quickly, stepping forward to help the fallen Matt up. Then, with a quick motion, he then quickly killed an intruder. Next, Gary threw a laser sword, engaging in fierce combat with the other invader. He told Matt to get the heavy weapons, to deal with the spider monster. The spider monster's massive body had astonishing agility. Two earth dragons roared and lunged at it, but could never find an opportunity to bite. With the earth dragon's assistance, Soro maneuvered around the spider monster. But the spider monster suddenly swung its massive pincers. Soro was thrown away and fell unconscious due to a lack of evasion. Just as the spider monster opened its gaping maw to devour Soro, Matt rushed over, carrying the heavy weapon. But the spider monster remained unfazed, instead opening its mouth wide, roaring as it leaped toward Matt ferociously. In despair, Matt braced himself for death. At the crucial moment, a rocket hit the spider monster squarely. A huge explosion erupted, splattering the spider monster into pieces. At the same time, Gary took advantage of the invader being distracted by the explosion and killed him. Matt hurried over to Soro, filled with worry. At this moment, a beam of blue light flickered in the distance. Matt quickly grabbed his weapon, ready for anything. As the light beam approached, he realized that the newcomers were his companions, Peter and Bella. Unlike the Resistance, they longed to escape the war and find a peaceful place to live. With their help, the group rode their steeds to a high, cold region. Here, the icy wind howled through the snow and ice. The surroundings were silent, with no sign of the aliens. Life seemed to have returned to tranquility. However, Matt's arrival with the alien Gary broke the peace. Most people in this world hated aliens. When they learned that Peter was harboring an alien, they demanded Peter hand over Gary. As a result, Matt and the others had to leave that very night to continue their unfinished mission. After some thought, Peter and Bella decided to follow Matt in search of clues about rainfall. Inside the new base, Horton was chatting intimately with Colonel Sulo. However, Horton's gaze flickered with greed at the pass on Sulo's uniform. This was because the alien brought by Bass and Jenny had suddenly gone missing. To uncover the truth with Horton's cooperation, Jenny stealthily infiltrated the secret laboratory. The laboratory was filled with a pungent odor. Various instruments flickered with eerie lights. In a corner, Jenny discovered an alien biochemical weapon emitting a ghostly green light. It seemed to contain the power of destruction. Jenny hurriedly reported to Horton via the intercom, but she accidentally knocked over some nearby equipment. The noise alerted the guards. In her panic, Jenny fell into a pipe. The pipe was pitch dark, and she groped her way forward. Suddenly, she heard a faint crying sound. Following the sound, she discovered a narrow tunnel. The tunnel contained many individual rooms where the missing shapeshifters and their alien mounts were held captive. They were tortured beyond recognition, their bodies weak, their eyes filled with fear and despair. A pang of pain struck Jenny's heart. She decided to rescue these companions. But just then, the guards discovered her. A group of fully armed men surrounded her. Jenny fought back, ready to risk everything. Due to the large number of enemies, she was quickly knocked to the ground by the guards. Jenny was then brought before Char. To prevent the disclosure of his biochemical weapons research, Char decided to place Jenny under house arrest and restrict her movements first. However, Char did not expect that Bass arrived with a group of his men. Jenny asserted that she had always advocated for peaceful negotiations with the aliens, attempting to resolve the conflicts through communication. She also informed Bass that Char had been conducting secret research. When Bass learned of this, his face was filled with shock, because he shared the same stance as Jenny, and that this biochemical weapon, once deployed, would indiscriminately attack all aliens. This was contrary to the policy they had always pursued, betraying the original intention of peaceful coexistence. Char's obsession with exterminating aliens stemmed from a painful experience he had once endured. He had been captured by aliens and had witnessed his wife being brutally murdered before his eyes. This painful memory convinced him that sacrificing all aliens for the sake of human peace was a worthy endeavor. But Bass did not agree with his extreme views. He decided to take down Char. A heated argument ensued between the two sides, even to the point of drawing guns at each other. At this tense moment, Toby and his men arrived in time. As a third-party force, Toby's stance became the key factor in determining the outcome for both sides. Char believed he had the upper hand. After all, he thought his plan had garnered a lot of support from many people. But he did not expect that Toby and Jenny shared a deep romantic relationship. Ultimately, with Toby's intervention, Char was disarmed. His biochemical weapons research plan was also shelved. Just when everyone thought the situation had eased, 3 massive alien warships suddenly appeared above the base. They cast a huge shadow over the entire base. The hatches of the warships opened, and countless drones flew out from within. They unleashed devastating rays, launching a fierce attack on the human base. The human army struggled to defend itself and was forced to retreat. The aliens quickly surrounded the base and called out via radio, demanding that Jenny come out to talk. Bass believed this was an alien trap and advised Jenny not to take the risk. However, Jenny felt it was a rare opportunity, that perhaps communication could sway the aliens and resolve the conflict. After contemplation, he ultimately chose to accompany Jenny. Toby led the team in the rear for cover, while helicopters were prepared for early warning, ready to respond to any potential emergencies. Meanwhile, Char, bound nearby, took advantage of the fact that everyone was busy dealing with the threat of aliens and had no time to pay attention to him, and hinted with his eyes that one of his confidants would come over. Once Char regained his freedom, he waited for an opportunity to act. Jenny and Bass then approached the aliens, meeting the alien matriarch. This was the first time in 2 years the aliens had actively sought talks with humans. From the alien queen, they learned that their planet had long been destroyed, and they had nowhere to go. Thus, they demanded that humans relinquish Earth, claiming that humans were merely an accidental product of cosmic evolution. They insisted that Earth rightfully belonged to them, the true inhabitants. Faced with such unreasonable demands, Jenny and Bass certainly wouldn't agree, firmly defending humanity's home. The Queen, enraged, flashed a fierce glint in her eyes and suddenly fired a shot at Jenny. At the crucial moment, Bass stepped forward to shield Jenny from the fatal shot. Seeing that the situation was dire, Toby decisively ordered to open fire. Both sides instantly erupted into a fierce battle. With a command from the Queen, the aliens launched a full-scale assault. They vowed to kill all humans and reclaim Earth. The human forces also mobilized entirely. From the air to the ground, both sides engaged in the final battle. The alien forces advanced continuously with their advanced weapons. The human defenses were on the verge of collapse. The situation was extremely critical. At this moment, Jenny returned to the command center. She discovered that Char had regained command through force. He immediately ordered all fighter jets to carry biochemical weapons into the air and prepare for the final attack on the aliens. Meanwhile, Horton was appointed to lead the refugees in an emergency escape. At the same time, Matt and his group finally arrived at the Pine Tree Valley military base. The entire base appeared dilapidated, with ruins and broken walls everywhere. It seemed that the army had retreated long ago. Matt and the others let their guard down. Just then, 2 figures suddenly emerged from the corner. One was the human scientist, Bud, and the other was the alien, Steve. During their conversation, they learned that Matt's group was there to search for rainfall. Then, under Bud's guidance, a hidden door in the wall was opened. Matt and his group finally saw the true nature of rainfall. It turned out that rainfall was actually a meteorite. Bud explained sternly this wasn't an ordinary meteorite, but the culprit behind the extinction of the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. This meteorite was actually an alien secret weapon, a key component of their so-called rainfall plan. After it landed on Earth, it altered the planet's environment, allowing Earth to gradually evolve into an environment suitable for alien life. They never expected that it would inadvertently give rise to humans. Thus, the aliens had to retrieve it and bring it down on another suitable planet to realize their colonization plan. Upon learning this, Matt immediately contacted the base to report this important news to Char. Char's eyes flashed with a hint of ruthlessness upon hearing this. He believed that biochemical weapons could be injected into the meteorite, so that once the meteorite was taken by the aliens, it could kill all aliens at a critical moment. Hearing this plan, Gary angrily smashed the communicator with a punch. He felt that the humans didn't consider him one of their own at all. Even though he had been doing his utmost to help them against his own kind, this betrayal was unbearable for Gary. Matt tried to stop Gary, and the two engaged in a fierce conflict. In the midst of the fight, Gary accidentally touched the meteorite. At this moment, the rainfall device unexpectedly activated. A surge of yellow electricity enveloped the meteorite. Bud guessed that Gary's DNA activated the special device of the meteorite. The alien queen immediately detected this signal and accurately pinpointed the location of the rainfall device. Using advanced detection technology, she immediately dispatched a team to seize it. Meanwhile, the alien forces had already breached the human defenses, launching an even more ferocious attack on the base. Shar ordered the use of biochemical weapons for an attack. All pilots, determined to die, drove their aircraft toward the alien warships. But at the last moment, the flight commander suddenly halted the attack. Jenny had ordered the cessation of biochemical weapon usage to protect the alien allies. However, among the pilots were those loyal to Char, who disregarded Jenny's orders and continued the attack. The next second, the missile successfully hit its target. The power of the biochemical weapon was immense, instantly incapacitating an alien warship. At this moment, some alien warships and drones received orders to head to Pine Tree Valley for support. Matt and his group, caught in a fierce battle, were quickly surrounded by aliens. Matt destroyed the controller to close the doors and decided to fight the aliens to the death. But just then, the entire base suddenly shook violently. It turned out that the alien reinforcements had arrived. The alien warships used powerful gravitational devices to pull the rainfall device from underground. Once the aliens obtained it, they could freely modify the Earth's environment and directly kill all life on Earth, leading to unimaginable consequences. Toby led his team back to the command center, engaging in fierce combat with Char's followers. Ultimately, Toby defeated all of Char's followers. However, Char escaped the command center under the escort of guards. He arrived at the underground laboratory, which stored enough biochemical weapons to annihilate the entire alien fleet. Char frantically activated the biochemical weapons. He could no longer care about anything else. To ensure humanity's survival, he decided to sacrifice everything, even if the alien beings in the base would suffer as a result. At this moment, Jenny burst in. To stop Char, the two grappled with each other. In a moment of desperation, Jenny opened the control valve, locking Char inside the experimental chamber. Although this gas was designed for alien physiology, its high concentration could still kill humans. Ultimately, Char died from his own biochemical weapon. Meanwhile, the aliens deployed all their drones and ground forces to launch a final assault on the base. The base would soon be overrun. Jenny knew that the situation was beyond saving, so she had to lead some of the elderly, weak and sick to retreat first, leaving behind the seeds of survival for humanity. Through the broadcast, she learned that Char's followers were fighting valiantly in the base, buying precious time for their evacuation. At this moment, the rainfall device had been transported to the alien mothership in space. The alien queen stood at the console, activating the rainfall system. The life on Earth might face another reboot. Humanity's future was filled with uncertainty and challenges. Would they find a glimmer of hope in this life and death crisis? Everything was still uncertain. The movie comes to an end here. This film mainly tells the story of humans who, after being brutally invaded by alien civilizations and their homes reduced to ruins, unite with some friendly aliens to engage in fierce battles with alien invaders while exploring the truth behind the alien rainfall plan to prevent it from destroying the Earth and fighting for human survival. However, there are shortcomings in the plot. Some plot twists are too abrupt, making it difficult for the audience to resonate strongly. However, the visual effects are quite stunning. The sense of oppression from the alien warships and the struggles of human resistance are very impactful. It is a film worth watching closely. Interested viewers can check out the original film, Invasion 2. If you enjoy my channel, please click to subscribe to my channel.